and is free from time and space. Gause Azam is above all these ranks and is free from time and space. This office is unique and solitary and held by Hadhrat Sayyidina Shaykh Sayyid Abdul Qadir Jilani Radhi'Allahu ta'ala anhu, who is the Sultan of Awliya. From eternity, all of the Qutb al-Aqtab, not Qutb al-Aqtab, or also Zaman, have been his subordinates and perform their duty under his command and direction. He said about himself, وَكُلَّ وَلِيٍّ لَهُ قَدَمٌ وَأَنِّي عَلَى قَدَمِ النَّبِيِّ بَدْرِ الْكَمَالِ. Every saint is in the footstep of a prophet. I am indeed at the foot of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the full moon of the highest firmament. And he said, I need your attention. He said, وَمَا قُلْتُ حَتَّى قِيلَ لِي قُلْ وَلَا تَخَفْ فَأَنْتَ وَلِي فِي مَقَامِ الْوِلَايَةِ. And I don't say at my own accord, unless I am directed to say fearlessly, since you hold a special position near me in the realm of wilayat. That was Sayyidina Gause Azam Dastageer Radhi'Allahu ta'ala anhu. And he said, بِلَادُ اللَّهِ مُلْكِي تَحْتَ حُكْمِي وَوَقْتِي قَبْلَ قَلْبِي قَدْ صَفَالِي. The entire universe of Allah is under my command. My esoteric state was purified before my birth. Let me give you a brief biography of Sayyidina Gause Azam Dastageer Radhi'Allahu ta'ala, to know who he was, who his parents were, what was his mission, and how he revived the deen of his great-grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The father of Gause Azam, Hadhrat Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani Radhi'Allahu ta'ala, was Hadhrat Sayyid Abu Salih Rahmatullahi alayhi, who was a saint and wali himself, and a descendant of Hazrat Sayyid Imam Hassan Radhi'Allahu ta'ala anhu, the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. His mother, Sayyida Fatima Khair, was descendant of Hazrat Sayyid Imam Hussain Radhi'Allahu ta'ala anhu. He is thus of Hassani and Hussaini Sayyid and progeny of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It is very interesting to learn about the marriage of Hadhrat Abu Salih Rahmatullah alayhi, the father of Sayyidina Gause Azam Dastageer Radhi'Allahu ta'ala. As Abu Salih was engaged in meditative exercise and walking on the bank of a river in pursuit of divine light. He was starving because he had not eaten anything for several days. He saw an apple floating in the river. He picked it up and ate it. Immediately he realized that it was an unlawful act to eat the apple without permission of the owner. He got worried and walked along the bank of river to trace the owner of the apple. His journey took him to an orchard whose branches of apple trees were hanging over the river. He gathered that the apple he had eaten must have fallen from these trees. Upon inquiring, he found out that the orchard belonged to Hazrat Sayyid Abdullah Sawma'i, a wali Allah himself, a God-fearing saint. He was known as a man whose prayers were granted. Maqbool indallah. Hazrat Sayyid Abu Salih walked into the orchard in order to seek forgiveness and met with Hazrat Sayyid Abdullah Sawma'i Radhi'Allahu. He begged pardon of him for having eaten the apple from his garden without his permission. Hadhrat Abdullah Sam'i inquired about his ancestors. And it was revealed to him that he was the descendant of Hadhrat Imam Hassan Radhi'Allahu ta'ala anhu. He also found out that the young man was an extraordinarily virtuous and a seeker of truth, a wayfarer. He said, I am ready to forgive you or pardon you if you agree to work in my orchard for 12 years. 12 years. As shocked as one may be, the young man accepted the condition without thinking for another second. After 12 years, he sought forgiveness of the old man and permission to leave. Now 12 years is over, so give me the permission to leave. The old man, Hazrat Abdullah Sam'i rahmatullah said, I shall forgive you only you have fulfilled one more condition. The young man inquired, what was that? Then Hazrat Abdullah Sam'i rahmatullah said, you have to marry my daughter, who is blind, deaf, dumb, and crippled. You have to marry her. After all these years of work, after hearing such an offer, one would refuse instantly, but he agreed and the marriage was performed. But at night, when he entered the chamber of the bride, he saw an extremely beautiful and flawless girl with no sign of disability. He immediately walked out of the chamber, thinking that he entered the wrong place. He was worried and confused. He went to ask Hazrat Sam'i. He replied by saying, the girl in the chamber is your wife. I had stated that my daughter was blind. This is true, because she has never seen any person with whom she could lawfully marry.
Allah.
She is deaf. This is because she had never paid any attention to falsehood.
Allah.
She is crippled in the sense that she had never stepped towards performing an unjust act.
Allahu Akbar.
That Abu Salih was enlightened spiritually and thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the in'am. Her name was Sayyida Ummul Khair Fatima rahmatullahi alayha. Her name was Sayyida Ummul Khair Fatima, that is the mother of our Sayyidina Gause Azam Dastageer rahmatullahi alayha. She was a virtuous woman and a wayfarer of the spiritual path. They were the parents of Hadhrat Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul Qadir Jilani Radhi'Allahu ta'ala. And Gauthul Azam Dastageer Radhi'Allahu ta'ala was born in Naif, in the district of Jilan, Persia, in the month of Ramadan, the year 470 Hijrah, corresponding to 1077 Christian era. 470. Had Abu Salih rahmatullah alayh, father of Gause Azam, Hazrat Sayyid Abdul Qadir Jilani radiyallahu ta'ala saw the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam in his dream. And he was present in his house at the night of his birth, at the night of Gause Azam's birth. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to him,